Hi everyone, thank you for watching. I'm really glad that I have a video here because it's been a while, for me in my channel anyway. For me, when I go like 7 days, a week or so without a video, that's a long time. Maybe some people go longer, but for me, that's quite a stretch. And the reason that it's been so long since I made a video, well, a couple of reasons. First, I'll tell you is first and foremost because I've been working a lot. Been very busy at my job, working long hours, and when I come home, I'm just exhausted, and I haven't had the time to make a video, really, to make a good quality video that I want to do. And now I have a day off, so I'm happy to say here's a Beatles Finds video. But before we get to that, I want to talk about the second issue that I've been having lately. Now, some of you who watch my videos, you know that there has been an issue with the audio quality of the last few videos. There's something going on with my microphone in my camera phone. And here it is. This is the camera phone I've been using. I got this in January of 2017. So this phone is about 3 years old. The phone I'm using today here to record this is my girlfriend's phone, and she was nice enough, bless her heart, to go to work today and leave her phone here so I could make my video. And she's a really great girl, and I'm really happy that she let me do that. But I'm in the market now for a new phone, a new camera, and that's. In the meantime, I'll be using her camera. Hopefully, you can hear this okay and see this okay. All right. But it's funny. What the problem I was having was, let me just do a little show and tell here. This is my phone that I've been using. Now you see on the side here, this series of dots there. That's a speaker. This is where the sound comes out, and over here, the little dot you see there next to it, that little tiny pinpoint dot, that's the microphone. That little thing. And in the past, what I used to do is I would occasionally try to clean it out a little bit, blow a little air in there and kind of dislodge it if there was any gunk or any dust buildup. And it seemed to be all right, but now nothing helps. So, in a last ditch effort, I did something really stupid in hindsight. I picked this up. It's a cleaning duster, which I thought would be it says a lot of cautions on here, and just take your life in your hands using these things. And this little straw, I figured, well, I'll just put it in a little hole and like that. You know what I mean? Anyway, but no comment. But anyhow, be that as it may, I ruined it. Now I have no sound at all. So whatever I did, I completely ruined the microphone altogether. It doesn't matter. It was bad anyway. I figured before getting a new phone, let me see if I could blast some air in there. But it turns out this actually has some chemical in it or something. Whatever I did, I killed it. So now that 3 minutes are gone, let's get to the Beatles. Hope you were entertained by that nonsense. I'm going to start by showing you, well, I have everything. Let me tell you first, I have everything here. You name it, I pretty much have it, more or less. Other than tapes. I don't think I have any tapes. But I do have record albums, 33s, full-size 12-inch records. I also have small 45s records. I have a book. I have memorabilia. I have posters. I have all kinds of stuff. And I'm going to start with this weird item. It's weird by today's standards. Anybody know what this is? I just watched Mr. Rogers, the movie, with Tom Hanks. So everybody, does everybody know what this is? Has anybody ever seen one of these? What this is it's a CD long box. Compact discs used to be kept in these, and I don't have a compact disc around me to show you, but for those who don't know, in 1987 or so, I had a slew of these. This is the Sgt. Pepper 20th anniversary disc, and you can see they opened up at the ends. They used to have, you'd go to your record store and flip through these. The CDs were all in cardboard boxes, and the CD would go inside here and just in the bottom. When you got home, going through browsing through, you usually would take this and discard it. Now what I did was, for a few years, I saved all of these. I had like 50 or 60 of these things, and I saved them. Then one day, I said, I don't really need this garbage, so I threw it all out. Now I'm paying money to get these back, to collect some of these. I think it's cool to have these. This is not a very interesting one. Some of the designs were a lot more interesting than this one, but didn't pay a lot. I wouldn't pay a lot. Okay, I said I got all kinds of stuff here. I didn't mention a blanket. Did I have a blanket? It's a Paul McCartney tour blanket. And I got this for a really good price. Unused, of course. It's brand new. Don't know how much we're going to be able to see here, but I think you get the gist of it. McCartney One-on-One Tour 2017. Okay, so add that to my collection. All right, now Brian Epstein had a book, A Cellar Full of Noise, and I never had this before. This is a paperback, by the man who discovered the Beatles, the real inside story. This is a paperback from '64, and chock full of photos, as you could imagine. But I don't really want to open it too much. Can't do it. If I open it too much, it's going to break the binding, and you don't want to do that. The genius behind the Beatles, finding the Beatles. So I'm glad to finally get a hold of that. Now, here's an interesting item. I made a video a while back where I went to a record fair, and I think it was the day I went with my friend Anthony. But anyway, I picked this up there and haven't had a chance to show it. This is in its original packaging still. Okay, 4-color oil portraits of the Beatles. And still in the packaging, as I say. Now, because these are in the packaging, you're not going to be able to see all 4 Beatles because I'm not removing them from the packaging. But you got Paul on one side, you got John here on the back. And if you want to get an idea of what they all look like, well, there they are. That's the John, George, Ringo, and Paul. And this is an original piece of memorabilia, and I'm happy to have this. Okay, now, John Lennon. Yesterday, this was December 8th, 39 years since we lost John. Anyway, this is something really nice that I'd like to display, and probably when I get the house that we will eventually move into and have more space, I'm going to display this more prominently. This is a John Lennon 1-to-1 Madison Square Garden poster, but it's not an original. This is a recreation. And you might wonder how in the world could this be an original item promoting the concert that hadn't happened yet. This is an actual shot taken directly from the concert after, so obviously it's a recreation, but it's just really cool, and I like the way John looks there. So happy to have that one. I picked up I was looking for CDs before, and I didn't think I had any. Well, now I have one. So just to show you this again, here's a CD, and the CDs used to be inside the box and sit down there like that, inside the box. Okay. All right. Picked up a couple of CDs, interesting ones. This one here is called, I'm sorry about the glare, folks. It's called Eggs Up. And I used to have this on vinyl back in the day. This is a alternate Back to the Egg album. And I really hope that by buying this ensures that we're going to get the Back to the Egg Paul McCartney Archives edition soon, because you know how it is. Just when I paid, it was only $5, but just when I paid money to get the alternates, then all of a sudden, boom, what happens? Then they go and put it out, right? They know how that is. Just when I bought it. Here's another McCartney CD. It says $25 on it, but I got it for $5. This is called Looking for Changes. It's live at the Ed Sullivan Theater in New York City, December 10th, 1992. This is the show that I attended. I attended this. I've told this story before. I was in the front. I was standing up near the stage. I almost could reach Paul 6 or 7 feet away from Paul. The closest I ever got in a concert was for a show called Up Close that was taped. And this is the audio to that. I have the video, but this is the audio. Yellow Dog. All right, next up, I mentioned I was going to have a little bit of everything here, right? So let me do this next. I have something which I think I picked up in doubles. I think I have this. Again, I'm going to say this. You get older, and it's tough to remember what you have. And as long as I don't spend a fortune rebuying stuff again and again. I'm pretty positive I have this already. As I say, this is a tour book for, I guess it was the 1992 All-Star Band with Ringo. And man, I really enjoyed that lineup. So if I have this in doubles, it's cheap. You don't mind buying these things when they're really cheap, like just $4 or $5, something like that. But what's the harm, So you have doubles, Zach Starkey drumming with the Who now. There he is, Zach Starkey. Really nice. It was a good lineup. Dave Edmunds, Burton Cummings, the Guess Who. Okay, so now we're going to continue on. This is, I guess, a tour book. George Harrison, Ravi Shankar from the 1974 Dark Horse tour. Okay, and let's do some 45s. Here's a Ringo Starr photograph, picture sleeve single. This is the UK single, and because it's the UK, this is a much more sturdy cardboard as opposed to the US. Next up, we got some 45s. These are original Parlophone singles in the sleeves. This is Help and I'm Down. Not necessarily showing them in that order, but that's one. Here is I Want to Hold Your Hand and This Boy. And I'm going to try to straighten out the record in there. I Want to Hold Your Hand and This Boy. Not much to see in this. In the United States, we had picture sleeves. Yeah. But anyway, We Can Work It Out and Day Tripper. Now you see, when the time comes for me, this is what happens when I said about memory. When it comes time for me to buy more of these, I'm not going to remember which ones I have. Do I have I Want to Hold Your Hand? Do I have? You have to write everything down, and it's not easy. Okay, here's a Japanese. Boy, back to the Egg. Is just getting a lot of attention today. Here's a Japanese copy of Back to the Egg, one of my very favorite Wings albums, Paul McCartney albums. And what stands out here is you do get a nice insert there, which have the lyrics on. Usually on these Japanese inserts, I know with the Beatles ones, a lot of times the lyrics are incorrect. That's kind of funny. Okay, right. Here's an upgrade of sorts. This is a Ringo Starr Goodnight Vienna, and in addition to being in the lovely shrink wrap, this is what I'm looking for, folks. Hype stickers. Original 1974 hype sticker contains Only You and No No Song. So that was a natural to upgrade that. Here's another example of something I wasn't sure if I had. I said, do I have this or not? It's in the shrink wrap. It's only like $4, $3 or $4. I'll pick it up again. I checked. I have it. I have it in the shrink wrap. Here's another copy. It's been a long time. Here's this. I know I have. I have this already, but I got this because not only does it have the hype sticker, but it's a sealed copy. It's the Good Night Tonight 12-inch single with Daytime Nighttime Suffering. A very good B-side. Okay, next we have an album by the Liverpool Beats. I collect these Beatle knockoff groups, I call them, where they do Beatles songs and other types of Beatle-ish kind of songs. Here's the Grasshoppers sing the hits with the Beatle haircut there. Now the thing about this is, it has no record in it, but I got the cover. It's starting to blink again. Recording's going to stop soon. I have to edit. Last up, oh, by the way, with this, I'm going to eventually pick up the record, but this is a minty cover. Last up, the Canadian version of Ringo's Old Wave album. I have the German version, but this is the Canadian version that is on a black RCA label. And I'm going to say thank you for watching. Take care, everybody.